The one thing I love, and that, that's why this is a team. We're part of a team in here at MLB Network, and also when we were playing, right? Shahadi was talking to Chipper Jones a little while back, and they were talking about approach. And I love being with you, bro, because I know we like to talk approach and process a lot. We know how much that means to big league hitters. And one of the big things is, Austin Riley, when he first came up, you can get into situations where you get pull happy. You're trying to drive the ball out of the ballpark. Then you sit down with a guy like Chipper Jones, and he says, you know what? To really cover the slider away and then the fastball in, you really have to set your sights to right center, because then you can cover both. And I always think this, Carlos, success leaves clues. How many times do I have to hear people say, some of the best hitters in the game, I look opposite field gap and I react in, right? Miguel Cabrera, Trout, all these guys talk about that. Look at Austin Riley, though, here, and I want to talk about why this is so important. His first 40 games, 224, 8 bombs, 18 ribbies, if you look at his numbers, his hard rate hit, it's still fine. Last 16 game go, he's getting hot. Now, this is the big thing about why process and why protocol are so important. When you go look at what he's doing this year and how he's doing it, over 162, this is going to play out. Now, watch what I'm talking about here, Carlos, about process and about everything you do with protocol. 92 miles an hour, right center, down and in, he goes to right center. Another one here, 93 middle in. Where does he go? To right center for the bomb, right? He's kind of looking there. It means you can take that pitch. You don't have to pull that pitch. But this is the pitch right here. The 88-mile-an-hour slider, righty on righty, that he's still able to drive to right field. If you're not looking there, that's tough to hit, right? Obviously, 88, another slider here. You're going to cover that if you're staying in the gaps, especially the opposite field gap. But this is it right here, Carlos. To become the complete player Austin Riley has become, he's been able to cover with his approach that slider away and then the fastball in. And I think that's the big thing as a hitter when you're facing these big league pitchers. If you start to look as a pitcher and say, wow, I can't go away with the slider and I can't get this guy 99 inside without him doing damage. But this one right here, he gets a pitch another middle in pitch here, 94, 95 miles an hour, and drives it. Now stop it right here. He's covering both of these pitches, and he only does it because of his protocol and his process. He's got the slider away right here that he covers, that he went deep to right center, and also the fastball in. I just love, Carlos, to talk to you a little bit about vision. What does that mean? That when you hear Austin Riley talking about, hey, I'm looking right center, because a guy like Chipper Jones gave me this great advice when I first came up. I'm looking right center and adjusting in. And if I get that pitch, that slider, I can still keep my front shoulder in long enough to take it the other way.
Yeah, man, it's incredible how if you start with the end in mind, so you know what you want to accomplish, which is just make hard contact, you know how they're pitching you, then the next question should be, how am I going to accomplish that? Why does it happen when I succeed? And I like this one right here on this quadrant, because he's hitting this pitch up and in, high heat, but he's giving himself enough time to hit it. Right. So you can still think right center, because this is the thing sometimes players think about going the other way, and they force themselves to be late. That's not true. You can load nice and early and still think right center field under control, and that sets you up. So him being able to do this, right? Think middle the other way, but giving himself enough time to do that allows him to see the slider.
Right.
He sees it, recognizes it, and here he goes to right center field. It's like a fine line, and if you misunderstand it, you can get yourself in trouble. Clearly has made an adjustment. Clearly.
Look at the names on this list right here. I mean, you talk about slugging leaders versus the breaking balls since 2021. Alvarez, there he is right there. Austin Riley, Devers, Ohtani, Martinez, Harper. Listen, I think sometimes when we mention the best players in the game and the guys that are at the cream of the crop, Austin Riley somehow gets lost some there. This guy is going to be impressive. And the other thing I'll say, too, you're going to struggle in this game. For all the kids out there, you're going to struggle in baseball. It's a tough game, right? But if you get your protocol and your process and you master that one pitch at a time, what am I thinking? What am I doing? Guess what? You respond and you recover quicker from the struggle. That's when you start to put up good numbers. That's when you start to become a superstar player.